I'm just going to pick up here. We're on KV Road, Food Lion. It's just about 4 o'clock, and this is 49. And I'm going to walk through this center that has been abandoned. At least this used to be a store, Star Value. And they closed about the time they opened across the street. And that was about 12 years ago. Almost like Tommy Roddy closed almost before they opened up. So you only have the one grocery store, and there's none in Kenbridge at all. But the interesting part about that is this Dollar General in that middle bay, till they built the freestand that you see up the street. The lease sign is here. This is the actual owner. He's in Appomattox County. I believe he owned about 4-star, 5-star values at one time. I believe he probably still has 5 or 6 store strips. One thing you'll notice though, this might be a small town, but it's pretty busy as far as traffic wise for this smaller place. The cut through between Crewe Burkeville and 360 and 460, and 2 coming back down here, point the right direction, past the high school. That takes you to Kenbridge one way, and if you go another way, that takes you to South Hill. So you've got some major cut-throughs and crosses here that if you've got anything here, you're going to have a lot of traffic for it. And we'll just kind of take a peep-poop through the thing here. I used to know, I've talked to the owner of this one time. I believe this is probably pretty rough shape. Yeah, it's wet. It's got some leakage up there. I think one of the parts of this roof, maybe down the other way, is collapsed or partially collapsed. That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it for myself. So you guys are seeing kind of a scan that I usually I haven't before. And just, you know, once again, got cars coming. Now keep in mind, you got a holiday here. There's no school. You don't have the middle school. You don't have the high school. You don't have any back and forth on the school. You don't have any buses coming. And when you see this around from 4:30 to 6:30, it's pretty busy. It's pretty busy. So we kind of walk on down here. Now, one of the things that made this way, even before the dollar pulled out, now this looks like it's got some leakage. Yep. I believe this is where the dollar was. They left in an all-fired hurry. I mean, they were building that for a while. Everybody knew they were leaving, but they, I guess, didn't really care too much about it. And left it in poor shape. And this, they still have some things up here. There was actually an appliance store out of Richmond at one time that was in here. Going to the church in the chapel. Gonna get married. There we go. But one of the, yeah, that's the old in-home service. Believe it or not, though, the anchor of this center was not the Super Value, even when it closed. It was this. And this tiny thing was the ABC store. And there's only ABC store, and that's down in Kenbridge. The ABC stores in Virginia are not private. They're all controlled by Alcoholic Board. It's a lot less formal than it used to be, but it's not just a totally capitalized, freewheeling, you know, business on that. But they were quite busy from what I understood. and I'm not surprised. Cambridge store has now picked up a lot since they're open on Sunday. ABC stores in Virginia went to Sunday open. I guess in Florida and Louisiana, heck, they never close, right? So anyway, there's Food Kitty, Food Lion. I believe it's around 12 years, about 12 years old. And that's it for shopping. There's no other store. There's no store in Cambridge. Crewe and Burkeville together do not have any grocery stores at all. No place to go. Amanda's, which has the produce place up in town, here has a bigger one, and they've got refrigerators and some things there. You have a neat little place called Yoder's Market operated by the Mennonites, and the Mennonites have some cool food, jellies, jams, you know, around. But that's it. That's it. And you talk about, Michelle Obama used to talk about food deserts. Food deserts. You don't see a food desert. I'm not talking about inner city. I'm talking about rural country. And the crying shame is, look at all the farmers. Look at all the growing. Look at, yeah, they're raising crops. There's no reason for it. Anyway, I pontificate a bit, but it gets me going. Anyway, you see, they kind of pick up the cars. And we'll head on up towards the town there.